Hi guys, back today with another late night crafting video. This video is going to be showing you the process in how I make my recipe pages. So I have organized another swap for the recipe page that I have on my channel here, and my friends loved the last one so much that they wanted to do it again. Some will say that they were coerced into it. And anyway, so I'm going to start with the assembly of the recipe pages. So I've got all of my supplies here. I'm going to do mine on black cardstock. And this is just the Recollections brand cardstock. I'm going to be using some paper bags that I got from the dollar store. And the collection that I'm going to be using, and let me pull this out, it's a little bit easier, is going to be the Cartabella Home Sweet Home. And it is so adorable. So this is the 6x6, and I have the coordinating stickers and dies, ephemera, and the stamp. So I'm going to try and include using the stamps as well. I've got some other ideas for this collection, but I'm going to put that off to the side for now. And these are the pages that I specifically picked out for my base pages. I had originally thought that I was going to do a printable for my pages from a printable that I got off Etsy. However, I was having a really difficult time getting to be able to print them. It was very expensive, and so just cost wise it made more sense for me to go with a pre-printed paper. So the two papers that I'm using are going to be this one, this Home Sweet Home, I already said that, but this particular pattern, this is the back side, and this one is called Kitchen Utensils, and it's got that pretty check on the back. And then this one is Handmade Aprons, and so it's got this cool chevron wood grain pattern, and then the aprons. Now I was going to do this on one side and this on the other, and I still might do that because you're not going to see, like, they're going to be matted like this. So this would be one side and this would be the other side. But I do really like, oops, make you dizzy. I do really like how this looks together. And I do like how this looks together. More so, I think these two together. And this looks nice. I like it. And this is kind of an all over pattern that it doesn't matter what way that I cut it. So it's kind of nice. You know, they're all kind of perpendicular, and the words and the pictures are going over. And then, you know, the aprons are going, you know, horizontally across the page, and you have to put it vertically. But I think they're both cute papers. I already have a layout kind of decided on this. It's just going to be cutting the paper. Now I can cut the papers and decide which way that I want to do this. So the first thing I have to do is cut all of this paper down. I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper, so I'm gonna actually I'm gonna cut it down to 8.25 by 10 3/4. I'm gonna take about 1/4 of an inch off of the top and bottom, so I have a very small mat. So let's go ahead and get that going. If I can find my paper trimmer. You would think a paper trimmer would be easier to find, since I did just clean up this mess. It is actually much cleaner than it was before, but hang on one second. I'm going to go find that. Okay, so paper trimmer has been found. I might need a new blade in this one. So... And this Cartabella paper, if you've ever used it, it is super thick. It's really, really thick. So you can see that it's really thick. And it also has a little bit of texture to it. I know it's kind of hard to see on this, but you can kind of see the texture on it. So I might actually end up doing a distress look, because I know this paper is going to be very hard on my trimmer. So, all right. Let's go ahead. You know what? I'm going to use my other trimmer because and it's all gooby. But I know that it won't get anything on the paper. But I know this trimmer, this rotary trimmer right here, this will cut straight. The other one I don't really like. So we're going to do, it's 8.5, so we'll do 8.25. Actually, let's go ahead and cut this down to 10 3/4. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut all one direction first, and then we'll cut the other direction. So, yay, we'll do this. I know, this is the boring part. So, trying to think of what's been going on. So, we have new neighbors moving in to the business next door to us, and there's already been some tensions because they don't know where to park pretty much, and they haven't been very respectful about parking. They've just been kind of parking wherever they want, and so that hasn't, oops, let's go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. That hasn't been going over very big, but also they bring their little kids, and I think they're like 3, 5, and 7. They're not very old. They're, you know, they're little guys, and they're a little bit wild and loud. And so when we have class going on, that's one thing, but it's like, it's just, we just feel like they haven't been that respectful of the other businesses around them, because they just, park wherever, do whatever, that kind of stuff. So let's see, Thursday, was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday, because that's the last day I worked. So on Thursday, Pat and I had to leave for a little bit, and we were gone. We had to run a couple errands on our break time, and we were gone maybe 20 minutes. So in like the 20 minutes that we were gone, they had come in and parked in Pat's spot. Now, Pat's been parking there for how long? 12 years now. She's been in that location. So she wasn't very happy. So she wrote them a note. And just a hey. Oh, and we had also discovered that one of the little kids had run their finger across the back of her car. And some people might be like, well, how do you know it was them? Well, Pat parks in the back parking lot, and that's the only place that she really parks. She's very protective of her car, but we left Wednesday night. We didn't stop anywhere or anything like that. And so the car, she went home and parked it right in the garage. And that night there was no, little mark or anything or that we noticed. And when we went to leave to go run errands, there was the little swipe mark. So she mentioned that in the note, please make sure. Hi, Truly. Come on. So Truly's here now. See? You gonna say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? No? Just your ear this time? Just your ear? So So there was the little finger mark. So she put that in the note, you know, like, please don't let your children touch other people's property, kind of thing. And yeah, so then it was probably 7:30, I think. No, yeah, 7:30. And I was just like, I wonder if they're still there. So I took a peek out the back door and they were gone. And so I went out and the letter was crumpled up and like they had thrown it at Pat's car. So it was like, So then I was like, well, that kind of made me mad. So being the little instigator that I am, I picked it up and I took it over to their door and I set it on their doorknob because that's littering. Plus it made me mad that they did that. It's not even my car, but it made me mad. So yeah, then as we're getting ready to leave, it was after 9, it was like 9:15, and Pat had opened the back door to load, you know, some stuff into the car, and she discovered a note on our back door, and it basically was like, you know, please don't leave notes on the car, like if you have a problem, like give us a call or whatever. So she called and kind of smoothed everything over, and now, you know, they understand kind of the parking, you know, where they're supposed to be parking. And the gentleman actually apologized about, you know, if it was his kids, he's, you know, he said, you know, I'm really sorry, and you know, he'll try and make sure that if the kids are in the back parking lot, you know, going from the car, because, you know, obviously they can be in the parking lot. They just shouldn't be playing around in the back parking lot near, you know, people's cars. But he said he'll make sure that, you know, he kind of keeps he and his wife will try and keep a better eye on them or whatever. So that was good. And, all right, so that's 22. Seemed like a lot more. Okay, now this one, we'll do 8 1/4. So, I know it seems like there's always some sort of parking issue, but parking in the area where I work is very, it's at a prime. Oh, so I have to tell you, if any of you watched the other late night crafting video that I've done, I just want to check the sizing on it. The other late night crafting videos. I think I did 10.5. Dang it. Did I do 10? Hold on. I did 10.5. I meant to do 10 3/4. Okay. Well. Okay. So on this one, I guess I have to do 8 to make the spacing the same. Obviously, I have trouble with the markers. So anyway, so the crazy lady from Lombard, that's what I was getting to. I was at work, not last week, week before last, and I was at my desk, and all of a sudden I saw her walk by. And you know when you see someone that you don't like and you're like instantly like, ugh, I hope that she stays away. Anyway, so did I? Okay. Well, I thought I was hitting the right mark, but obviously I was not. Anyway, she walked by. She parked right out front, walked by, and went to the nail shop next door. I just thought it was funny because there was space in front of the nail shop for her to park, but she chose to park right out front of the school. So I think she was just kind of like, well, it's public parking kind of thing. I don't know. So there's that. So that's kind of the excitement that's been going on. I know, not super exciting, but that's as exciting, I think, as my life gets these days. And no, I don't have anything to talk about for the rest of this. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure I could find some things to talk about. Let's see. So on Friday, I went to Ben Franklin, and it's kind of, I guess it's a chain, but it's a local chain, I think, to the Pacific Northwest. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think that they really have them other places. But so I went there for what they were calling a planner party, and it was really cool because the gal who was putting on the what do you call it, the party, she was introducing actually some new products from, it was some from Heidi Swap, some from Simple Stories, excuse me, just, a few of those. Now, mind you, she had just got back from CHA, so she was really excited about a lot of the new products, and she actually was showing us some of the new products, and so that's really cool. And so I got to play with some of the new things, and I haven't been one to use washi in my planner, but they have these super skinny washies. And I love them. Love them. So I actually did get one of those, and I might use a little bit in my planner, but I don't like it to be too fussy, because with me, if it gets too complicated, I will just stop using it. And yeah, I want to be able to use my planner. So I might use some of that. They also have a planner party coming up again on just a couple, like 2 weeks or something like that, and they're gonna show more products that they've ordered in from CHA and to go with their planner stuff. And so I want to go do that, and I do that with my friend Missy. We usually try and get together at least once a month to do some crafty stuff. And just, we belong to a quarterly card group where we do cards. And I've showed some of those videos here. And there's actually, I think, one coming up. So I'm going to need to get going on those. But for me, I usually wait until the last minute. And then it is just a all-out push. So I'm going to have to probably get started on those. And so we try and get together once a month and just do some crafty stuff, or even if it's just to hang out and lab and just spend some time as friends. That's always fun. So we did that. Okay. All right. That cutting is done, and I have plenty of little scraps that I can use for pockets or whatever. I'm going to move this out of the way. Now, have no fear. There is plenty more cutting to do. And let's go ahead and open this up. This is a lot of assembly line stuff right now. So we need one, it's easier to count from the bottom. Let's do that. So we need 2 bags per page. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So there are 11 people participating in this swap. So I got some leftover bags. Okay. All right. Now, for this one, I am going to use what I consider my crooked cutter. And to make these pages, now what I need to do is I need to cut these at 6 inches. And I'm going to cut off the open edge. So again, and that's because we wanted to do 4x6 cards in these. These bags are wider than 4 inches, so my cards are gonna probably wiggle around just a little bit, but they'll be 6. Like that. Okay. No. Okay. I'm going to do mine slightly different, and I'm going to do mine at 6 1/4 because I want to have, I want a little more room on my bags. I don't want the edge of my card to come right to the edge of the page. So I'm going to cut mine at 6 1/4. I thought about using, and it doesn't matter how you cut them. What was I going to say? Oh, I had thought about using the Celebrate It bags because I do have some black, but then I was realizing on the inside of even the black Celebrate It bags, they are the craft color. So if I was trying to cover up the craft color, I wasn't going to be doing a very good job. With the paper, excuse me, I had also played around with using craft for my bases, but I didn't think that it looked as nice. I always, for some reason, I lean towards using the black cardstock. I think the color just shows up a little bit better. There's more of a contrast. Things are a little bit brighter. Things, you know, show up a little bit more. So, yeah. And I could do these individually. Or, I'm sorry. I could do these, like, cut more than one at a time. But I feel like I'm going to get a better, crisper cut if I just cut the one bag at a time, so nothing shifts. Although I already feel like these are crooked because I feel like this cutter cuts crooked. I really do need to look at cutters and see what is out there as far as... I want something similar to this because I like that it's small and compact, but I also want something that cuts straight. I don't know what it is about this arm, but I feel like it always is cutting off. So, yeah. There's just a few more to cut. Lots of boring. I'm thinking that I might want to ink the edges of my papers but then I don't know if I want to ink the edges because I was thinking about doing a border on the top and the bottom, and if I do that, it will cover up the inking that I've done. It's kind of one of those, like, do I do it and you know, in case I don't do the border, or do I do it and then if I do the border, it's all covered up. I always do like that inked look. So, and this is a very wrinkled bag. Okay, let's see. Can't get that 1/4 inch mark for some reason. Keeps messing with me. Okay. They're not messing with me. I keep wanting to do 5 1/4 for whatever reason. Alright. There we go. And last one. There we go. Alright, so last one. Now the, ooh, let's try and stop this from wiggling around. Okay, so last one. Alright, you can save these and do something. You can make a mini out of these. They already have the little punch, so you could bind them here and do a very mini like that. That might be cute. Might hold on to these to see if there's something to do like that. And there we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop this video here and, oops, sorry guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.